High total cholesterol associated with a greater chance of reaching 100 years old? Okay, before you think I'm crazy, I'm going to show you right away this research that I think is very interesting and worth us at least thinking about a little bit before we completely dismiss and think that cholesterol is this horrible, dangerous thing in our body that is there to kill us. This is a conversation that I think is changing and evolving and should be changing and evolving because it's really it goes back to this concept that something within our body is doing something to try to harm us instead of understanding the conditions and all of the context around that may be an associated factor. So I'm just going to go straight to what's highlighted here and just point out here that the protective effect of low total cholesterol is not clear in older populations. The longitudinal Swedish AMORIS cohort study, which has a 35-year follow-up period, that is huge, has shown that high total cholesterol is associated with reaching 100 years old. Now, what am I saying? I'm not telling you any medical advice or telling you what to do, but what I'm inviting you to do is to start to understand what cholesterol is a little bit more instead of just having this a knee-jerk association with it being something that's bad. And I think that's what's happened over the years. And there's been so much marketing about that kind of makes you think that it is this bad thing. And yet we need cholesterol to make all kinds of things in our body. In fact, 100% of all of your hormones, so people who want to have testosterone, people who want to have estrogen, people who want to have hormones in general, is made from cholesterol. You cannot make it without cholesterol. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that even though we have certain idea that certain things are just bad categorically, we have to really start to think about the fact that there is a function and a reason that your body's making them. And that's a longer conversation about this. But I've had so many people who have spoke to me about cholesterol, and they're afraid of having their cholesterol be anywhere near, what would be considered a high level. And even though those levels have changed over the years, we do have to understand that there is some function to it. And when I heard one person say that cholesterol can't go low enough, that's where I have to start saying, wait a minute, let's have a bigger talk about this. One of the things that I often want to remind people too is that this isn't a fixed number that's always the same level. There are certain things that your body is going to be increasing cholesterol if that's happening. And one of those is stress. And when we think about this, there were some really interesting studies that did show when people are under enormous stress, their cholesterol actually goes up. And that has a lot to do with your body preparing you for some type of imminent danger or something that's bad going on, because you also make cortisol from those. So it's a much longer conversation. I don't want to get too deep into this right now, but I do want to at least give you some information to start asking better questions, asking more questions. And I think the best question that we can ask when it comes to cholesterol, if it is high, is why is it high? What's going on that's causing your body to create these higher levels of cholesterol? Is it stress? And maybe that's the thing that has to be addressed. And when it comes to cardiovascular health, one of the things that I want us to start to really get a closer examination of and really think about is, would that cholesterol accumulate in that blood vessel if there wasn't already damage there? So is that meaning that actually stopping the cholesterol is going to help with that damage? Or do we need to go upstream and think about what caused that damage in the first place? One of the things that we really need to understand is that high blood sugar can be something that attributes to that. And there's a lot of things that could be damaging that. So I think the smarter way for us to think about this is, how do we heal the veins? How do we make it so that the veins don't give cause for cholesterol to accumulate in that area? Anyway, I don't want to freak anybody out or make anybody, make any crazy decisions, but I do want to start this conversation so that we can at least start to ease up on this idea that cholesterol is all bad and we need to completely eliminate it and get out of our lives. And in fact, if we want to live to 100 or more, that might be something that we actually want to have an appropriate amount of. All right. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you want to get some more detailed conversations and the conversations that we tend to have around the things that your body's making on its own and why it's making those, and why we would assume that the body's making a mistake. I don't think the body is making mistakes. I think there's always a reason that the body is doing these things. And the more we can understand that, the better we can empower ourselves with good decisions. Just a real quick thought here, starting a conversation. Give me your thoughts below. Let me know if you think what I'm saying is incorrect or misleading or anything like that. I just want to make sure that we're really thinking about things a little differently and not just accepting something that your body makes as bad. That's all I got to say. You guys have a great day, and hopefully I'll see you soon.